Today, Attorney General Jeff Sessions attended a gathering of D.A.R.E, the infamous 80s-era anti-drug program that, amazingly, is still around.
D.A.R.E. became fundamental to our success by educating children to the dangers of drug use. I firmly believe that your work saved lives.
Sessions, the Rip Van Winkle of the war on drugs, apparently slept through the 4-decade losing battle fought with ill-conceived policies like D.A.R.E, a propaganda initiative that dared kids to abstain from drugs, narc on their parents and friends, and follow the lead of teen idol Nancy Just Say No Reagan.
I will say no to harmful drugs. I will help my friends say no. I will pledge to stand up for what I know is right.
All while blowing billions in taxpayer money. D.A.R.E. was founded in 1983 by LAPD Chief Daryl Gates, who once said that casual drug users, quote, ought to be taken out and shot.
We're going to condemn those people who casually use drugs in this nation.
But kids could avoid summary execution by studying the D.A.R.E. curriculum. Employing a soccer mom's idea of youth culture, D.A.R.E. used music. Buff and pantless lions.
How to resist drugs and violence and react to bullying or any other threat.
And rapping straight-edge bears.
So take it from Yogi, doing drugs is gross. You can get in trouble from even one dose.
Shockingly, none of this halted the advance of teen drug use. A 2001 Surgeon General report on D.A.R.E. said the program, quote, consistently showed little or no deterrent effect on substance use. But the program wasn't completely ineffective. A number of studies found that D.A.R.E. programs could produce a boomerang effect, resulting in increased teen drug use. The negative publicity eventually caught up with D.A.R.E. Participation declined and federal funding disappeared. D.A.R.E. shifted away from the just say no approach and claims its new programs are more effective. But Attorney General Sessions is nostalgic for the old days.
The D.A.R.E. team is ready to meet this new challenge, no doubt about it.
Jeff Sessions to revive D.A.R.E. to hook more kids on drugs and bolster prison profits. By Claire Burnish, July 13, 2017. In his sanctimonious quest to revive the laughably inept war on drugs, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions now champions the stellar plan, resuscitate the interventionist prevention program proven wholly worthless by the government, itself known as D.A.R.E. Yep, believe it or not, you heard right, D.A.R.E. Apparently deaf or, perhaps, oblivious to all evidence, the drug abuse resistance education program should better be called an hilarious exercise in how not to convince kids to keep away from substances the state deems illegal. Sessions touted its myriad imaginary successes recently, asserting, I believe that D.A.R.E. was instrumental to our success by educating children on the dangers of drug use. I firmly believe that you have saved lives. And I want to say thank you for that. Whenever I ask adults around age 30 about prevention, they always mention the D.A.R.E. program. Your efforts work. Lives and futures are saved. We know it worked before and we can make it work again, the feckless anti-drug crusader and avid authoritarian added. However, in case it wasn't obvious in context, D.A.R.E. doesn't work, it never has, and resurrecting this badly beaten dead horse won't change that its corpse should have been entombed decades ago. I firmly believe that your work saved lives. Sessions glowingly bloviated to D.A.R.E's 30th anniversary training conference in Dallas on Tuesday. Advertisement. Sessions' opinion aside, the U.S. Surgeon General declared in 2001, which, should be noted, came long after its 1993 revamping the putative drug education program had little or no deterrent effects on substance use. D.A.R.E. is the most widely implemented youth drug prevention program in the United States, the Surgeon General's report stated. It receives substantial support from parents, teachers, police, and government funding agencies, and its popularity persists despite numerous well-designed evaluations and meta-analyses that consistently show little or no deterrent effects on substance use. Overall, evidence on the effects of the traditional D.A.R.E curriculum, which is implemented in grades 5 and 6, shows that children who participate are as likely to use drugs as those who do not participate. Read more. The NYPD just said killings over pot are worse than New York crack epidemic, and it's Colorado's fault. A report from Scientific American at the beginning of 2014 reiterated the government's findings, calling D.A.R.E ineffective and may even heighten the use of some substances among teens. Indeed, D.A.R.E's sole efficacy arguably rests in its manipulation of elementary, middle, and high school students as Orwellian child spies, encouraging them to snitch on drug-ingesting family members and friends, an aspect resoundingly clear in its original police officer teachers. Considering D.A.R.E was the brainchild of former Los Angeles Police Department Chief Daryl Gates Sessions' imperious law and order doppelganger, noted for the ignominious belief recreational drug users ought to be taken out and shot, perhaps the propagandic assertion drugs are evil matters more to the state than actual results. "We're going to condemn those people who casually use drugs in this nation," Gates once sermonized. Sessions' championing of D.A.R.E further neglects its established vapid wasting of billions of taxpayer dollars, as if pleading with kids to just not try illicit substances would abruptly resonate more in 2017 than it did in the Just Say No 80s. Revisions to the program did little to inject life, given its wholesome ignorance of youth and of the driving factors behind drug use, not to mention brazen or purposeful obliviousness to the radically misguided war on drugs itself. Vacuous anti-drug propaganda, after all, is little more than governmental hot air. D.A.R.E does not work to reduce substance use, the National Criminal Justice Reference Service asserted in a 1998 report to Congress. The program's content, teaching methods, and use of uniformed police officers rather than teachers might each explain its weak evaluations. Since the state repeatedly invoked its own drug resistance program as worthless, perhaps the impetus for Sessions' inexplicable cheerleading of this otherwise dead-in-the-water proposal can be found where it counts in Washingtonian Paul's wallets. In February, the Attorney General garnered resounding applause from the for-profit prison industry by nullifying President Obama's plan to pull federal funding, a seeming punitive measure for despicable conditions in the nation's myriad private facilities, announcing the Trump administration's full support. That announcement, however, didn't exactly emanate from nowhere. Two former Senate aides of Sessions, David Stewart and Ryan Robichaux, took career paths evincing a muddled, if inextricable, link to the very industry standing to profit obscenely from a renewal of the war on drugs. They became lobbyists for the contemptible GEO Group, a direct competitor of CoreCivic, development of which the nation noted at the time. GEO had already positioned itself with Trump during the campaign. A subsidiary of GEO gave $225,000 to a pro-Trump super PAC, in violation of restrictions on federal contractors from political donations. Needless to say, the Federal Election Commission has done nothing with this information. And the return on investment could prove to be enormous. The prominence of Sessions' aides lobbying for GEO should be enough to push them past CoreCivic, expanding their share of federal contracts even more. This is simple pay-to-play favoritism. Without a continual flux of nonviolent drug offenders, private prisons wouldn't have a financial leg to stand on, and what better way to ensure full capacity than by moralizing drug use and rolling out ineffective drug prevention programs? In that context, Sessions' ardor for decimating the planet's drug supply a literal impossibility, and his quest to arouse the empty golem of D.A.R.E suddenly jive, when factoring in the money trail. While the United States insists against mounds of evidence to the contrary the drug war sacrosanct, those actually interested in combating substance abuse and dependence would be better served looking to the revolutionary experiment undertaken over a decade ago by Portugal. Indeed, Portugal's earth-shattering 2001 move to decriminalize all drugs from cannabis to heroin, to crack, cocaine, MDMA, psilocybin, and, well, all others was found by the U.S. Drug Policy Alliance significantly effective in improving public safety and health. Decriminalization may seem counterproductive to the average American, having been inculcated with stigmatizing anti-drug propaganda since childhood, but Portugal has cleared overcrowded prisons, reduced crime by orders of magnitude, and given hope to those addicted, as the nation opts for treatment over time in a cage for violators who request it. By espousing D.A.R.E and a continued crusade of eradication and authoritarianism in U.S. drug policy, Sessions has chosen fealty to the inept, incarceration for profit stalwarts, militarized police, crime, black markets, ignorance of fact, and the inevitable detriment to the collective public health over proven and theoretical solutions. Sessions isn't daring anyone to keep off drugs, he's daring Americans to continue buying the fabrication, so the drug war can verify the need for its own existence. May the pithy among us dare, instead, to declare the war on drugs the deadest horse.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.